Yo, boys and girls, ladies and gents, welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another So production. We're doing it on Friday, March the 17th, 2023. What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining me. If you've been with me for some time now, you know what it is. If it's your first time joining us today here, buckle up, buckle down, follow me on Instagram, subscribe on YouTube for the full-length videos. Check out patreon.com/RobSadri if you'd like to fiscally give us a little boost. See the show grow right before your eyes. Otherwise, enjoy the show. Plenty of episodes for you to check out, and today's going to be one fun-filled, adventurous day where we explore the unknown, where we go into the distance, where we go up, down, north, south, east, west, all around, and we're going to have some fun, baby boys, baby girls. Sip to the gang. Thank you. Let's begin with addressing the old elephant in the room. Man, I'm a little bit excited, not gonna lie. I've been getting, I don't know, for some odd reason, something different. I don't know what it is, but I've been getting some job offers from unions, if you will. A union, a no-show job offers for no-show job. I don't know what happened in the past 24 hours. Something's different. I feel a little bit different myself, but we're always changing on a daily anyway. But that's the thing I've been getting, and that's what it is. I think I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the fact that, maybe it's the sunglasses. The only thing that's different is the sunglasses. And I made a purchase. I mentioned it a few days ago. I made a purchase on the lines on Amazon because I was looking for light tint sunglasses, and I came across these bad boys and bad gals right here, and I got them. You know, you'll look at them, and if you didn't hear that prior story earlier this week, if today's your first day and you're like, oh man, what's going on? I could tell you, these glasses, they could go either way. You could be like, did you buy those for $500,000? Yes, I could have. Yes, absolutely. Are they worth $1.1 million? Maybe. Or is it, or is it on the other opposite side of the old spectrum? Did you buy it for $13 and change? And I'll leave you guys to use your imaginations, or maybe I'll just spoil it. No, I bought it for $13 and some change. It was a steal. I feel great about it, as I had suspected. The package arrived from Amazon. Thank you very much to Uncle Jeff, Jeff Bezos, the Mr. You gotta give it up to the guy. He's like, he's got that's the essential, like, if Monopoly the game were to, if the Monopoly guy from the game came to life, it would be Jeff Bezos. Kind of is like that, at least, in the public eye, at least, again, I'm not talking about like, some dude or a lady that's got conglomerates and multinational businesses all around the world, but they're using shell code. I'm talking about like a legit, up in your face Monopoly dude. And at the end of the day, could I have spent $1.1 million on a pair of sunglasses? Absolutely, dude. When it comes to splurging, only the best for this guy. Unless the means are a little bit like whatever. Maybe I didn't feel like spending $1.1 million on this. Maybe if I saw the same sunglasses for like $13 and change, I'd go for the $13 and change. And these sunglasses are great. They are probably amongst like the bloodiest sunglasses out there. Again, I did see some. It was a very simple, minimal package, just like a little white cardboard holding it together, and it had some numbers on it and a few letters in what I would only assume was Chinese letters. I'm not familiar with all the alphabets around the world. It looked Chinese, but that's just me. Like, it could have been Korean, it could have been Japanese, it could have been North Korean, maybe. I don't know the North Korean alphabet. I'm gonna go ahead and say it was made in China. Probably, again, as I mentioned before, somebody's getting heavily underpaid for these, and at the end of the day, it got delivered to my home doorsteps, right to the doorsteps for $13 and change. So I'm happy as a result, not because someone's out there getting underpaid, but because as a consumer, I'm happy that I could, find protective gear. And are you looking for sunglasses out there? Well, Tell you what, why don't you buy a pair of these if you like? And I'm not sponsored by anybody or anything like that. Could it happen? I mean, I'd like to know if there are any like, if there's any like child slavery, then like keep my name out of it. But if there's no child slavery and we don't need to keep my name out of it, keep my name within it, and we can promote the shit out of these sunglasses right here, fam. These sunglasses are great on the pocket, I'll tell you that. I could break 27 of these and not feel a dent in my pocket. Okay, maybe 27 is a far stretch. I'd feel that dent. I could break 4 of these easily and be like, ha, doesn't phase me. So but that's the thing. If you get a pair of sunglasses or like 1,000,000.1 and you break them, that's like, you know, that'll hurt your feelings. I could sit on these all day. I could just, as a matter of fact, I did sit on them. I sat on them. I've been doing everything with them. I'm getting my money's worth. These sunglasses will probably be on my face for this spring, summer. Get used to this. This at least will probably, because I can see outside clearly without having to squint like this, which is fantastic, with hence the job offers. But that's what it is, man. I'm happy. Again, shout out to everybody doing all the hard work. Thank you. And again, this is great for you. It's great eye protection, I'll tell you that. Great eye protection in terms of, like, I don't know if it's like the greatest, but it'll do. It'll suffice. That's the motto of this company. It'll suffice. It's good enough, is what we'll say. If we want to say it together. It's like, I don't think it's polarized glasses. I don't think it's protecting my eyes against any UV rays or, ultraviolets or, whatever other rays that are out there. Maybe just like if the ray comes up to me, dude named Ray, I don't think, Ray's got a temper on his, and he's a loose cannon, Ray. I don't think these sunglasses will protect me, but at the same rate they might, because they do give off the vibe that I work at a no-show, a lot of pay job at the union, at the local union. I'm in the union. I could be, oh man, I'd make a great union member, a no-show union member who gets paid heavily. I'd be great at it. I think I have all the skills. Nobody's no-show better than me, dude. Since 89, no-show, but really good at my job. You know what I mean? So that's like, and every once in a while, I'll put on a vest, dude. I'll put on a orange vest and I'll just show up on the site, job, whatever we need to excavate. Let's get excavating. Is there a clipboard that I could utilize to make some deals happen today, or potentially hold off? Maybe there's a deal, but I could bargain for the team because they bring me in for the bargaining team of the union port, and that's the thing. I'll hold on to my clipboard with these sunglasses, and that's the thing, fam. Nothing's gonna move on this construction site until we get whatever we want. When do we want it? Yeah, whatever it is you want, we can make it happen together with these sunglasses. So they're great. Again, like, not so much in terms of like, oh, are they polarized? Probably not, fam. Who gives a shit? You know what I'm saying? It's like, could it protect you against rain? Yes. As a matter of fact, it was raining today. I had to step outside briefly before entering back the old, getting ready for the old show. Before I got back into the old apartment studio, it was raining outside, walking outside. And guess what didn't penetrate these eyeballs? Rain, fam. Just thanks to these sunglasses. Guess what else it could be used for? Protect your eyes against jizz, flying jizz, or female ejaculate too. It works. It's unisex. You put these on and you good to go. In the bedroom, the living room, kitchen, the master bedroom, guest bedroom, a large walk-in closet, a hallway, a corridor. Those are all the rooms that I can think of right now. I'm not that fancy schmancy with the rooms. I've never been exposed to rooms. Maybe they're trap houses with trap doors, back entries, back doors. You can walk in a back door with these sunglasses, fam, and always stay protected. But these are, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the sunglasses, maybe it's something else, but I have been getting those job offers. I don't know if I'll take it or not. It's just a commitment issue. I know it's a no-show, a lot of pay, but it's just a commitment issue. But these sunglasses, man, I'd love to these sunglasses give a message that says, I'm the type that'll show up to work. We're gonna crunch some numbers. We're gonna go over some pie graphs, some pie charts. We're gonna go over some PowerPoint presentations from 11 to 12:30. Now we'll break for lunch and we'll come back and try to close a bitch. You know what I mean? Let's close this deal up. Let's sign the dotted lines. Let's merge the companies together. I'm ready to take over. Whatever needs to be done. Do we need to cut the competition right on the old Achilles heel so they fall and crumble, and you move in with a big briefcase filled with all sorts of dollar bills, and now you're making an offer that they can't refuse. Oh man, everybody's sweating in this boardroom, but I'm not. Why? Because the sunglasses. I came in prepared. These sunglasses are the type of sunglasses that you'll wear, get the work done, way late into the evening, and it's like 7, 8, 9. We're pushing, and we're ordering Chinese food right now. This is an all-nighter, fam. The market's whatevs. You know what I mean? The market. You want to be where this is big boy business. This is big lady business, fam. We don't condone gambling or nothing, but how do you want to play with your money? Do you want to go into the stock market? Do you want to come into the real estate biz? Do you want to go into crypto? Bring it on. Let's dabble in all sorts of. It's not gambling. It's DiGiorno. Point is, fam, that we'll stay up till noon, till it's past noon. We'll work the evening shift way up into the midnight section. We'll work till 2, 3 in the morning. Next thing you know, we closed all the deals. We broke all the records. Who's the numero uno employee of the month? You are, Jack. It's because you never give up. It's that hard of you. It's that hard of you. Sure, you got a pacemaker, but it's still your heart. Still your heart, fam. And guess what? It's 3:30 a.m. Everybody's like, what do we do? Well, we had a hell of a year. You've been killing it. The team's been killing it. The company's killing it. Let's go celebrate a little bit with the boys and the gals who come together and make it all happen. So we head out to the local waffle/stripper joint. Strip club / Waffle House. Why not? Next thing you know, you're getting lap dances from Stacy, chewing on some thighs and eating the chicken too. So it's, fun all around, really. And it's like 4:30 in the a.m. Find yourself in the strip club's bathroom. Now you're sniffing lines off of Stacy's asshole. It is wild times. And guess what, Jack? You're going to be back in the office at 8:30. You know what? Let's come in a little bit. 8:45. I can cut you some slack. Why? Because you'll show up the next day 9:45 with a friggin' double espresso, triple espresso, quadruple octomom of stress. Like, it's if octomom could put out espressos, which is basically espresso but like with 8 shots, so it's a octashot, octespresso. Doesn't really have a good ring to it yet, but still, like 8 shots. Just want you to figure like 8 shots of espresso, stressing yourself. When you get jazzed up, so now you're ready to do more deals. Cause what, we're not gonna sit here and take pride in the fact that we just fucking did a merger. We murdered the merger, baby. We merged the companies. The companies are becoming Siamese twins, and guess what? It's only gonna grow from here, and all thanks to, because that's what it is, man. Nobody's gonna be able to tell whether or not you're a little bit tired, whether or not you're a little bit, hey, is this fella a little bit hungover from all the other substances and what? And no one's gonna tell. No one's gonna be able to tell. The giveaway is the they'll be able to tell. They'll be able to tell. But you're going in there and you're like, you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm the type of fella that will do whatever it takes for this company and this movement of the business and the whatevs to move forward, and we're gonna kick butt and keep on doing it over and over and over. That's what these sunglasses are good for. Also, yeah, so if you want to get a pair, go ahead and you'll find it easily on the Amazons. Or go ahead and spend $1.1 million, fam, and like really protect your eyes. Oh, it's got polarized glass. Good luck fighting jizz off with polarized glass. Yeah. Yeah. So, point is to always have fun, and that's what it is, baby. That's what it is. I feel great. I feel good. I feel good. Gave myself a little trim last night. And I cut my own hairs, man. I've been cutting my own hairs can't even remember the last time I went and got a haircut from like a professional hair. What I do is that I'll put on, just because I like I'll put on every once in a while, not too often, but I just watched one recently and was very just pleasing for the senses. Just a random video of a dude giving another dude a haircut, but like in a proper, like it was ASMR videos. And there's a proper barber with like barber tats. A barber, you know, with a lot, he had a lineup and a fade, so you know it's legit. He's got that like fucking, I don't know what it is. I'm gonna go say there was a Latino barber vibe to it, you know, and I'd like to experience that one day maybe. And I'll switch it up, fam. You know, you give me a haircut, next thing you know, you're in the seat. I'll give you a haircut. You never know. You never know. I'll just fucking like, how do you like these? Do you want to be lathered up? I'll lather you up with like. But it was an ASMR video, and it's nice when you hear the noises and the sounds. There's something, you know, something. It's a little bit of a treat. Not gonna lie. So you know, after I watched that, like any gentleman would, I stripped down, in the nude, fam. That's how I give my haircuts to myself. Get naked, baby. But actually, most often I'd get naked and give myself haircuts because you don't want one of them like loose little teeny tiny hairs to get stuck in some item of clothing in like the neck region. Next thing you know, you're just walking around the city just scratching your neck. People are questioning everything. What's with this guy constantly scratching his neck? Is he on meth? And that's another thing. There's been a meth epidemic right now going on in the city. Apparently, we're having a ton of overdoses or something, or at least not the right amount of doses. You know what I'm saying? There are people showing up at the hospitals. They're saying overdosing. The rise in meth is apparently, which has always been a question in my mind. I've never dabbled. I'm not interested, but I'm just like, that's a really poor. Meth doesn't have good PR in any sense. I don't know what it is with people that, again, my heart goes out because like I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I know what it is to be addicted to meth, but I'm like, pick something else that's a little bit like more. Meth is so not manageable. It's just not It's just not. I've never seen anybody like longevity wise just killing it with meth. Just fucking missing teeth, holes in their face, but killing it in life. Patches of skin and like body missing, falling, crumbling like a little. I don't even know what crumbles from inside. Like a fucking. It's like a house of cards or like a game of Jenga that you're playing with yourself, one hit at a time. So there's been an overdose. I read that. It's been an increase in people going to hospital. I don't know. That's the thing. You know, choose your drugs wisely. There's so many good stuff that you could be using. You know, dabble in. I'm not advocating anything, but if you're gonna do, there's plenty of things that are like, you know, still stimulating to the senses, and you'll have fun, but you're not gonna ruin your life, fam. And that's the thing with the fentanyl and everything. You don't even know if you're getting pure crack or pure fentanyl. And you're like, how do you even get there, man? With the scratching at the old neck. So you never want to give yourself a haircut and find yourself wearing your wife beats, and the next thing you know, a little teeny tiny piece of hair gets stuck in the wife beats. You're scratching all over. You're going to meetings scratching, lunch break with your friends scratching, dinner with the fam scratching. Questions are going to be asked. People are going to want to have answers. Are you going to be ready to have sit down and talk with them? You're like, you know what? It's just that. I'm so glad you guys brought this up because it's been on my mind too. Yes, I've been scratching my neck a lot. That's the thing, man. They'll bring you. You have to like let everybody know that it's a piece of hair. Why? Because you don't want to go outside and spend that dinero on them hair because it keeps coming back, which I'm not complaining about, but that's just what it is. One of those things that I've had to do over the years, and I kind of like it, you know. So maybe again the job offers at the local union, the no-show high job, no-show high on the job, high pay job on the union, dude. That's maybe a little bit with the old sunglasses and a new haircut, a little trimmy poo right here, maybe. Or it's just my willingness to work really hard, man. Or at least like show up when you need me to. Walking with a briefcase in hand, dude, I will briefcase it up, son. I can just, with these sunglasses, you could be working multiple jobs. This is like, you could be working you could be a great accountant right now. You could be an accountant right now, just fucking building the book, cooking a book right now, if you know what I'm saying. These glasses say I'm an accountant, I'm part of family, I'm an accountant is what I do. I take my job seriously and I don't do anything else science, accounting, and cooking books. I love to cook books. You got a book to cook? Let's bring it. Cook the books with these sunglasses, and that's what it is. You just like, these sunglasses, a cheap gray suit. My God, you could be the fucking like underground accountant of the old Bambino family. Is that a family? Gambino definitely sounds right. Bambino, I kind of like the ring of that one better. Let's go with the Bambino. We're in the Bambino family, and we're an accountant. We cook the books. We just do a little bit of cooking. What's a little cooking? Are you books? Want the cooks booked? Want the books cooked? Book it up. Cook it. Is what I'll do, fam. I'll hide the numbers, but then I'll reveal the numbers. I'll create a shell company. We will resort to overseas, because there's no jurisdiction overseas. I'm talking islands, shell companies. With these sunglasses, I'll answer phone calls, fam. I will fax shit out. And I will drink scotch. Not on the rocks, gotta say. I'm not even a scotch guy, but with these sunglasses, I think I can grow my palate to take a liking to scotch. Not that I don't like it, but it's just I'm not a big like. I'll drink. I'll have a drink. I enjoy a drink. I'll say, but I'm like innately, I'm just like I prefers my herbs, my spices. But with these sunglasses, I feel an urge to have a glass of scotch whilst making deals, shutting down companies, coming after you if you're missing a payment, or we can just let bygones be bygones. I don't even know what that means, but we could let it happen. We could let it happen with these sunglasses. So go ahead and make yourselves feel better for 13 and change. Help out somebody else out there in the world who's man, again, it's you guys, it's a thing in my mind. It is actually like it's wonderful from again a consumer's, but I can't wrap my head around as to how we can make whatever we want for whatever you want. There's varying degrees and but again, at the end of the day, sunglasses for 13 bucks from somewhere else in the world, manufactured, delivered to my door, is beyond me. And I'm, again, as a consumer, I appreciate it. Boys and girls, ladies and gents, I feel like with these sunglasses, I could hold down any job, really. And I've been thinking, what's the hardest poop to come across? I'll give you a second. Okay, I'll come back with an answer when you're ready. Not ready? Ready? What's the hardest poop to come across? Think about it. If you had to, crazy game, we're in crazy town. If you had to get your hands on someone's poop, who would have the hardest poop to get? If that was the task at hand, just saying. Crazy town, crazy ideas, but also it exists. Who has the hardest poop to get a hold of? Or at least, don't narrow it down to one person. Who in society has the hardest poop to get a hold of? All right, I'm coming in with the answer. If you guessed a king or a prince or maybe a dictator or a president, these folks, since it's not all, but I would assume most, if maybe, it depends on, again, varying, you can for sure, I was thinking about this, for sure dictators must have poop handlers, fam. Poop handlers. And I was just thinking to myself, because first of all, you're not a free spirit as a dictator, as much as people with power think that they are just oh, I'm free, fam. Big old free I'm a big old tater, just a big old dick. But you can't shit anywhere you like. You can't drop a deuce anywhere you like a free pleb, fam. You know what I'm saying? Like a regular average. Oh, right there. If I want to pull over any gas station, I can pull over at any gas station. I could do a whole arrangement of origamis with the toilet paper that's available there. I'll have to, I'll have to like roll it down because a few bottom ones have been wet somehow. I don't know what's going on in this local gas station public bathroom, but a few of the old squares are a little moist. And Daddy don't like moist unless I made it moist. Unless I made the squares moist myself for whatever odd reason. I don't know what you've done to those dangling squares that are mysteriously moist. Again, that's aside the point. But I have the freedom to walk into any local Tim Hortons, any local McDonald's, a shopping mall, and just if I wanna, I can go anytime unless I'm having like IBS or constipation. But that's not gonna stop this guy from popping a couple of laxatives. And if I wanna, I will force myself just to exercise my freedom and my rights to take a dump anywhere as I like, almost anywhere as I like. Designated area. I'm not gonna you know what I mean. But that's the thing. If you're like addicted, it must suck. Because you can't just take a shit. You can't just take a shit. You can't just be like, I want to just like go anywhere and take. Dude, you gotta have a handler that handles your poop, fam. And they're hard to come by. Nobody's gonna go. Who goes to school or like this isn't even something you can apprentice in. This is the individual. But there's an individual out there. A select few individuals out there in the world through history, generationally, they were designated poop handlers of a tater. Like you're telling me, like if you think Putin is just dropping deuces all willy-nilly, you're out of your goddamn mind. If you think the now forever Prezi of China who's gotten sworn in for the third time, like by 127%, the whole population and some extra people voted him in. It works. The numbers work. 1,500% of the population have put him in place for the third and final. Until he's like, and you don't even know how old this guy is. You look at him, I don't know. He could be legit. He could be 40. He could also be like 175. I don't know. It's just, but that's the thing. Like him or like Kim from like North Korea, dude. You think these guys just drop deuces anywhere? You gotta have a poop handler. Somebody's gotta be good with it. And I wonder if they how do they like when they get together behind closed doors or open doors when they're like, cause you gotta socialize. There's only so many taters or so many kings or prezzies that you can level of like. There's not too many people that can relate to those guys, right? So they'll have to get together every once in a while. How you tatering these days and whatevs. But like, is there like a point that they like? Because I'm assuming no matter like they're varying degrees, they've all got wealth, access to this, that, and the other, and different, whatevs. But like, creature comforts are what's important. Like, do they show off? Does Putin go in there and like show off to like Xi or Kim or Assad from Syria? Do they like, oh man, you should like Igor, this guy's the best. Igor is like, every time I drop into, he's there, right? And how do you do? Do you like, is there a different tech? Do you wait for them to take a dump in the toilet and then do you go scoop it up with the water and then you got a little drainy and then you're draining the poop and then you got to make sure you got to like hit it on the side of the toilet so it's like you get rid of the water because you don't want water retention in that, and then you got to have a Ziploc ready. A Ziploc bag just ready, opened up, and then you scoop and then you drop it in the Ziploc and then you zip it up. And then what do you do with it? What do you do? Do you put it in your pocket? Do you want to mush it? Should you mush it? Or do you want to keep it intact? Does it go to a lab? Does it go to does it move to another? Do you gotta move it to another toilet to flush it down? Do you flush it down whole, or do you gotta like chop it up with like, do you take a shit after yourself and then like mix it? Do you chop it down? Do you break it up? Do you mix it up? You know what I mean? Because it's important, man. It's important. Your shit tells a lot about you. At least if you're like, because people can find out and be like, man, this guy's like lacking vitamin D or whatever the fuck, and use that against you. And all of a sudden the media's going, oh, this guy's lacking all the vitamin D. Oh no. And we've seen empires crumble because people found out a particular person was lacking vitamin D or E. Or what are your zinc levels like, fam? You know what I mean? There's so many things that people could find out, but there's like a sneaky poop that you don't even know. You don't even know. A lot of people don't even know. But that's what it, because you can't just, again, you can't just be like, oh, I'm in the middle of a palace meeting phone call and I just happen to, have a cigar and a midday scotch and I whatevs as a prezi or like a tater and nature calls. You can't just be like, I'm just gonna walk down the hall right here and like, no man, there's a designated whole situation. They gotta, do they have a Rolodex of people that they've entrusted, passed down from, like if somebody comes into power, like if it's like a familial power dynasty situation, do you have your poop handler eventually handed down to your like kids? Do they become your kids' poop handler? If you happen to like, do you mix it up, everyone? Do you like, is that something that they share with each other? You should try Hans, man. Hans is just fucking immaculate with his procedure. He's very professional. He comes in with a briefcase. He comes in with tweezers. He'll implant a little extra stuff in your shit just to like, a little bit of a carrot right there. People will think, Mr. Tater had carrots in his lunch when they test these poops in the lab. But guess what? Mr. Tater doesn't even like carrots, fam. That's what it is. And I'm saying, how do you apply for that job? How do you get that job? Is there something like, how do they find out? Like because that's a particular niche little skill set that one will develop over that. And how do you let others know that like you'll do that? You know what I mean? Like that's how did you even start on that path? Who decide, or is that decided for you? Or is that this? So they find out at an early age that you are, for whatever reason, when somebody takes a shit, you're there fucking scooping and wrapping it up and like tossing it somewhere else. Like that's your thing. You're really good at it though. For years you were mocked, but now it all makes sense. Pieces of the puzzle just like fitting in together like magic or Tetris, something. It's a crazy world. If you're a professional poop handler, I'd like to hear from you. We'd all like to hear from you. If you belong to any royal families, presidents, diplomats, anybody out there collecting the shits, how does it work? It is a thing, right? It is a thing. I'm not just like, I believe this is a thing. I'm not, but this may be just completely, I think it's a thing. I haven't looked into it. It feels it should be like, it should be a thing. It should be a thing. I'm assuming you can't like, you can't let people know if you're a tater or like, again, a high level diplomat or a president, or you can't just like let anybody have access because you never know. I'm assuming. I don't even know. Boys and girls, ladies and gents, it is Friday. Guess what is happening this weekend? Oh my God, let me get a sip of this for a second. UFC 286, I'm excited. It's happening. The third and final bout. I'm talking Leon Edwards. I'm talking the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman. Third time's the charm. We're about to witness some fusion happen. We're about to have some sort of breakthrough. There's gonna be, because that's what it is, man. These two dudes are like, we're about to see like, an atom is about to break. It's about to go, mushroom cloud in the middle of the old, because they're so powerful, both of them, and they're so technical. And I really do wonder, and oh man, I'm so like, oh, thank you guys and gals, everybody going out there doing it in the UFCs and the martial arts, because I'm so fascinated by the ever changing and evolving aspects of the game. And I don't know what I'm talking about in terms of like technical things, but I see things with my eyeballs and I enjoys the shit out of it. So I'm looking forward to that match and other matches on that card. Shout out to everybody, do it big. This particular match is gonna be, man, it's what it is, man. It's another breed of humans. You're gonna have to have jaws for this shit. That's a business of jaws, fam. Is your jaw capable of taking a hit and then getting back up? You know what I'm saying? Is your jaw capable of taking a hit, getting dislocated, and then getting back up and like doing it all over again? Or is your jaw the type of jaw that'll take one hit and be like, you know what? I'm just gonna not participate in this event today. We're just gonna go, one punch, and next thing you know, your jaw's all the way over here. It's a whole thing. I'm excited, but it is Friday, and I hope you're doing well wherever you are in and around this beautiful planet. Oh man, oh man. Oh man, oh man. boys and girls, ladies and gents. Which animals would make the best therapists? Man, that's a tough one. I'm glad you asked. Which animals would make, I'm maybe like, honestly, like a chicken. I know it's like, I know we eat them. I know that, like, you'd skin a chicken, you put it in the oven, you'd grill it, you fry it, you bake it, you broil it, you do a tandoori style chicken, you'd put it on make it a rotisserie chicken. It's beautiful, it's yummy, but also I think just because like the way they walk and like, I think that's like, I think as a therapist, like if an animal were to be a therapist, I think the chicken would actually be one of the most, because you could be like lying down just on your back, just like lying down on like one of those like, when I've not ever like, I've seen it on movies and stuff or in like series here and there where somebody's like in a therapy sesh, they're lying down sometimes on like a long, it's not a love chair, it's not a regular couch either. I don't know what they're called, to be honest with you. Larger than a one-seater, smaller than maybe a three-piece couch. A mid-sized couch with a little, it's just like a little curvy here and there. Maybe you can rest your arm. It's good for crying. It's good. It's made for crying couches. That's what they're called. Crying couches, where you can sit on and lie down and just like cross your arms like this and fucking go back and talk about shit. I think in terms of which animals would make the best therapist, just because like they don't like, not that you need somebody like, forget talking, like. Great listening though. They'll listen, and the walking back is kind of, I'm for some reason I find that reassuring. I don't know, because like whatever you say, it's either like it's like an agreement, or like it's kind of like, what do you think? And thinking about that just makes me, yeah. If I were to like designate a, and you're like, oh man, back in the day, this thing happened, and then, just fucking like agreeing with you, and that's reassuring. I'd like that. I'd like to have that. We should designate more animals as like, we should just gear up animals to like AI and let them go to town. You know what I'm saying? Let's get smart. Let's get smart chickens. Let's get smart monkeys. Let's get smart. I'm excited for these things that are like right around the corner, man. I'm just it's good times. Good times. It's Friday again, boys and girls. We're doing it tight and doing it right. I feel like I could also like, I don't know if memory served me right. These glasses would also make me want to like, it takes me back actually. It takes me back is essentially what I'm trying to say. It takes me back. I want to say it's the, let's go back for a second. It's the 70s. Al Pacino's coming up. I was coming down. We were, if you were to Scent of a Woman, these glasses I think would be great in Scent of a Woman. I auditioned for that. I wanted to audition. I did audition for that movie, Scent of a Woman. I went with a different approach, but I had these same glasses on. I was just like, man, I love the scent of this woman. I thought that would be enough for like, because like sure, they say, Al Pacino in Scent of a Woman got behind the wheel and he was pretending to be blind but driving. Whereas I went full blind for the scene. I actually came up with the whole hoo-ha, hoo-ha. I came up with that for whatever reason. I think, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was too much hoo-ah, and like I came in probably a little bit too, like, I came in with like really wanted to emphasize that it's like the scent of a woman. I kept saying in the movie, in this, like, and I walk into this scene, I'd be like, man, scent of a woman, great smelling woman. And they're like, we don't want to, the name of the movie is Scent of the Woman. We don't want to, you don't have to keep repeating it. And I'm like, tight, I get it. Next scene, I walk in, I'm like, beautiful smelling woman. They're like, we don't, again, it's the name of the movie. You don't need to say Scent of a Woman. I'm like, you know what, guys? My bad. I just thought I'd deliver something a little bit different. But I understand what you're looking for right now. I get it. Take 11, I come in, I'm like, great smelling ladies. They're like, cut. I'm like, you don't need to mention at all how the women, the ladies, females smell. And I'm like, I think I know what you guys are looking for. Let me just give it another shot. So we went on all the way down to take 36, and I came in and I'm like, yeah, some smells nice. Maybe a feminine scent is in the air. And immediately they're like, cut. I'm like, God, come on, guys. And I didn't end up getting the part. I don't know why. I really wanted to, like, I wanted people to know what the movie's about. I'm like, why won't you emphasize that? Man, just fucking like walk in there like 47 times. I'm like, oh yeah. Smells good in here with the ladies. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't get the part. Hoo-ah! I did crash the car several times because I went full blind as well. I think it was, I think it put a dent in the old budget. But man, ladies and gents, you guys have no idea. It's, normally I don't get excited about material stuff. I'm not a materialistic person. I am made up of materials. Sperm, egg, placenta. So I'm made of material, man. You're made of material too. I'm not denying materials all around us. I like materials, don't get me wrong. So I guess that makes me a materialistic person. I guess I am a materialistic person. Never mind. I'm a full-blown, no one's more materialistic than this guy. Materials all around. All I think about is like walk around and be like, show me the material. Show me the material. Show me the material. Show me the material. Give me the material. Allow me to see the material. What are the give me more material? What have you got there in those? What material is that? I've shown interest in material. I'm not gonna be like, I don't, so I'm material. I'm material. But this, like the sunglasses, I'm telling you, man, it's weird. I guess, you know what? I do enjoy a good pair of sunglasses. A cheap pair of sunglasses. A little bit, sometimes every once in a while, a good pair of sunglasses. So cause like what would, how did we even evolve to grow sunglasses on our faces? Cause when did we go from water to land to climbing trees, being extremely hairy, getting off the trees, losing a tad bit of the old hair, growing eyeglasses? Did anyone ever stopping, because like in the beginning, in the early days, 700,000 years ago or so, the first, or some of the humans, the early humans, there were no sunglasses, there were no glasses at all. You'd be lucky if you were trekking some beaches with your spear and your nutsack probably hanging down to your knees. Because guess what, ladies? Back in the day, we didn't have underwear, and men's nutsacks were loose. Some were dangling to their knees. Some were dangling to their calves. Some were dangling to their Achilles heels. Some dragged so long, others stepped on it from behind when they were following in a line, going for a mission of sorts. So you'd be walking, you're marching, and that's what it is. That's what it. When we'd go marching, someone would be stepping on my nuts and I'd have to be like, come on, and I'd have to scoop it up and like just pull it up, and put it over my shoulder. But there were no glasses. There were no sunglasses. But one day, a beautiful tribe was resting their sticks in the ground beside the river, bending over at an odd angle, at a 45-degree angle, the way we used to bend, and drinking from the river head first. Drinking. But it was a windy day that day by the river. The winds were assisting the flow of the water, and splish, splash, sploosh comes in, smacking into the rocks. The water is just smacking into, and guess what? Somebody had. See, this story would. I don't know when glass was invented, because in order for us to have continuity, we had 700,000 years ago. This story is being depicted. Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, somebody was drinking at that local river the night before, somewhere a little bit upstream, and they finished their drink, smashed their bottle into the old river, which is no bueno, don't do that. But that's how it was. So now we've got, this guy upstream drank his liquor, smashed a bottle. We're talking 700,000 years ago. You know what? We might have invented glass back then too. You never know, fam. I don't know how old it is, but it might have been invented and gotten wiped out, and then we had to invent it again. That's not the point. The point is, fellow was drinking from his liquor bottle, finishes the drink, smashes the bottle into the river. The flow of the water takes the old piece of glass and just rubs it against all the rocks and makes it shiny, and gives it a little bend to it, and it's like the accumulation of the rock in the riverbed with the water, taking this little glass on a journey, and particularly refining it, essentially just kind of like sanding it, if you will, because that's, you found that you've seen that. You walk to a local beach and you find shiny little pieces of glass and you're like, how did this end up here? Same situation, fam. But now we've got our beautiful people in the tribe. One fellow was bent at a 45-degree angle with his head into the water, trying to just fucking like get some water in there, and that was a risky time too, because you drank water. Next thing you know, you got tapeworms, and that was unexpected. But I'm just saying, as the rocks and the flow of the water was carrying this shiny little piece of glass, it splish, sploosh, splash, and it hit the fella in the face, and the glass got lodged in his eye. Oh my god, oh, now he's bleeding, and it's a piece of glass from the several nights, months before, when that guy went drinking upstream, remember? And now this fella, his whole life, he's been drinking water, bending at a 45-degree angle from the local river, no big deal. Today he's drinking water from the river, bent at a 45-degree angle. Now he finds himself having a lodged piece of glass in his eye, dude. But it didn't go in his eye, it was just like lodged right there between the eye socket. So although he was bleeding and probably panicking a little, and then he looked up and everybody else was like, whoa. And then he's like, whoa, why are all you guys yellow or blue or pink, whatever the shade of the glass happened to be at the time? And they're like, are you okay? And he's bleeding, he's panicking, he's losing consciousness. And few days goes by, he's passed out, he's finally revived, and he still has that piece of glass in his eye socket right there, just lodged there, but like again, not in his eye, just exactly where you're where there's a dent, like the tooth, like you know what it's like lodged in there, like, and that's how glasses were invented, man, because somebody saw that and like, fam, I see that you're in a little bit of a uncomfortable situation, you're bleeding from your eye sockets, but how's your vision? He's like, you know what, aside the bleeding and the contamination from the dirty water, there's, you know, if it wasn't for the pus and the oozing of the infection around my eye, if we took that whole portion of the equation out, this is a great, because I'm seeing things in color now. I gotta tell you, you gotta experience this, John. You gotta experience this, man. And ever since then, people started to grab pieces of glass and just lodging it right there between the eye socket. Sure, did they bleed? Eventually, did they lose the eyesight? Yes. Thousands of years went by until people realized finally, you know what, guys, if we were to just somehow work on these pieces of glass and maybe put a little bit of wood around it, maybe attach a couple of little stems to the side, or make a little bridge for the old, no, maybe we don't have to lodge it in the old eye socket so that we're bleeding, and you know, we could have the best of both worlds, is what they said. They're like, let's see things in color, but if we can avoid it, let's not bleed from around our eye socket. And that's how glasses were invented, is what the tale says. It is a tall tale. It is a tale that'll stand the test of time, and look it up, or don't look it down. You want to look down on it, go ahead and look down on it. You want to be judgy, you look down on it. But you want to look it up, you can look it up, totally. Boys and girls, ladies and gents, it is St. Paddy's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day if you're celebrating St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick was an Irish saint, and he was sponsored by Guinness. He's sponsored by Guinness. The fellow was a drunkard, but that's what they said. They wanted people to think he's got a drinking problem. He never had a drinking problem, man. He was just for free Guinness for everyone. He'd walk into a pub and be like, I'm St. Patrick's, bitches. Guinness for everyone. I'm St. Patrick's. That's a little bit more. I'm St. Pat. No, that's a little bit Australian. But that's maybe he was half Australian, half Irish, fam. Full green person, misunderstood his whole entire life. He lived green. He thought green. He spoke green. He ate green. He pissed green. He pooped green. And he was all just for like a good time. And Guinness, heavily sponsored by Guinness, which is something I can relate to. Not that I'm I'm not sponsored by Guinness, but should we want to sit down and cook the books and do a merger with the old Guinness? I don't mind developing a little drinking habit. I'm used to it. I'll dabble. I've dabbled before. I'll dabble again. You think you dabble once? Shame on me. You dabble twice. And keep on dabbling. It's just a lifestyle at this point. The point is, fam, that it's St. Patrick's Day. If you're not wearing green, go ahead and punch yourself in the face right now, because that's what we used to do growing up. If nobody was wearing green on St. Patrick's Day, I wanted to wear green, to be honest with you, but then I only have a few limited items that are, green. And I didn't want to wear it because it was in the laundry basket. And although you can't smell it, and I don't have, luckily, at least, I'm sure I've got body odor because I'm human, but it's not like anything I gotta really try to put something out there in terms of my God, what are you doing with that, But it was dirty, so I don't want to wear it. In spirit, I am green. In heart, I am green. In my mind, I am green. And I'm with you. If you're celebrating St. Patrick's Day, if you are drinking to the gills, that's fantastic. If you are, if your child wants to drink and they're 5 years old, please support their choices. If your kid wants to run with scissors today, please support their choices. If your kid comes up to you and says, "Mom, Dad, I want to wear green. I want to drink all the Guinness, and I want to run with scissors," and they're 5 years old, please be supportive of children's choices. Support it all the way, at any cost. Does your kid want to? Is he 5? Is she 5? Do they want to drink a ridiculous amount of booze? Do they want to run with scissors? Do they want to? Do they want to go for a joyride? Do they want to? Do they want to get behind the wheel and do a little bit of coke and also go donate blood on all in the same day? Please be supportive. I'm sick and tired of parents who are not supportive of all the choices they'll like. If and that's what St. Patrick's is all about, or at least a portion of it is all about that. Support your kids and whatever choices they want to make. Don't be like, a downer, a Debbie Downer who's just like being a total bummer on this kid's dream of like acting all sorts of reckless. Who are you to judge and decide whether or not a 5-year-old can handle a full drink, a strong, hefty drink, or running with scissors? You're like, running with scissors doesn't even work out with adults with fully formed frontal lobes. What makes you think a child will survive running with scissors? I'm not sure, but I feel like, that's, be supportive is all I'm saying. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this program. Thank you for being a part of my life. Thank you for letting me be a part of yours. I love you all with all my heart. Sending you good vibrations from Toronto, wherever you are in and around this beautiful planet. Once again, where can you find these videos? Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We're here all around the world, 365. We're circling around, baby. We're going every year, and this is just the beginning. You can find these videos on Instagram. Follow me there if you like. If you like to watch these videos in full length, check out Rob Sadri or Glad You Made It on the YouTubes. And then if you're like, man, I like where this is going, and I want to just help out, how can I help out? How can I see the show develop and grow? And whatever you like to do, you can do that through patreon.com/Rob Sadri. Once again, I will be back here again on Monday. Have yourselves a wonderful, beautiful weekend, and fucking rock out, everybody. I love y'all. Talk soon. Peace out.